Alright, hey, we're back, people. Sorry the last video was so long, but since I was thinking of it kind of as a tutorial, I didn't want to skip over too much. There's a couple things I'd like to talk to quick before we get into the next level, but I'll be editing the next level quite a bit more so that there's not just, long periods of me walking around one hitting everything or two or three hitting it, just trying to point out some of the more important parts. But anyways, there are a couple things I wanted to talk about. If you notice, my guy has kind of a glowing red to him. That means that I'm embered. Every time you kill a boss, and there are other ways to become embered, but basically every time you kill a boss, you gain an ember, and you can manually ember yourself with an item called a ember. What this does, it gives you a little bit more damage, fire damage, and it increases your health bar slightly. It also makes you available or subject to invasions, although generally you won't get invaded a lot unless you're summoning other people. As soon as you summon someone else into your world, you're much more likely to get invaded by another player in the game. So if you can do it solo, do it solo. So anyways, that's the embering. And then the other thing I'd like to talk about real quickly that I didn't touch on is moveset and why I wanted this Uchi. This Uchi is a very fast weapon. As you can see, it doesn't use a lot of stamina. I can easily get 4 shots out of it and quickly regain my stamina. And then it has a strong attack. It's a long stab. That gives me good reach when I'm facing either a mob or a particularly tough enemy that I don't want to get too close to. And the other thing you want to look at when you're looking at different weapons and what suits you as far as the moveset goes is you want to see your two-handed moveset as well. And here we've got more slashes, but I lose my long stab in my strong attack. And I don't like that much, so for the most part I just keep with this. Generally, two-handing weapons is going to do a little extra damage. Of course, you're more subject to damage because you're not holding your shield anymore. And also you're going to use a little more stamina. There are some people, I know Lobos Jr. made a comment in one of his SL1 videos that he did not feel that the trade-off was enough. That in general, one-handing your weapon is better because you're going to get better damage output, you're going to manage your stamina better, that the extra damage that you get is outweighed by the extra stamina that you're using. I don't know if that's true or not. Lobos would know better than I would, and maybe I'm even misquoting him, maybe that he was just talking about a particular weapon. But for the most part, I don't two-hand weapons. So without further ado, let's go and get into this. We're going to go into the first area of the game, the first real area of the game outside of the tutorial, and it's going to be called the High Wall of Lothric. Now I've already screwed something up. I went in here already, and when I went to record, I accidentally double-clicked my share button. So what happened is I ended up killing a mimic, and he's not going to resummon. So we're just going to go ahead and skip him. I'll point out where he is. There's not even really any point in running up to him. No, we have to run past the dragon that I've already woken up. And that makes me feel bad because I already screwed up our walkthrough a little bit, but it shouldn't have any big impact. Anyways, if we rest at this bonfire, that if we die, this is the next place we're going to come back. Oh, you can also see I have a bunch of souls. So a lot of this stuff is real basic, and I'm going to be cutting a lot of this stuff out. If you're following along with me and following my advice as far as how to build your character, you're still going to be one-shotting a lot of stuff. Oh, this guy woke up. Okay, so even the weak enemies, if you're not careful, can deal out some damage. Did we get pretty much everybody in here? Looks like we did. You'll notice these guys with lanterns hold up their lanterns, and what they do is they wake up other things around. So if you take them out fast, look at everything else is still asleep, and that's a good thing. And there was an item up here that I already picked up, so it's not going to be there. But go ahead and go up these stairs onto this platform and get the item. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was a binoculars. Oh, I got a Titanite shard. That is an excellent pickup right there. We'll go back to the Firelink Shrine and level up when we get to our next bonfire. There's a drop here that's going to take you down to some lightning resin, some gold pine resin on this body here. I already picked it up. Like I said, I screwed up the last video. And there's a drop over here. I believe it was some fire bombs. So I'll use this, use an Estus here as we go into this next area. Okay, so there's an ugly dragon up on top of this building here. Are we going to get him to start breathing some fire or what? Yeah, there we go. So he's going to take out everything down there, and then when you... I'm going to let him go again, because there's a couple more guys down there. I don't want to get caught in the fire and trying to fight enemies. We'll wait. Damn it. We'll run up the stairs here. We'll be safe here. Oh, he took that guy out. Here's your first relatively tough enemy. He likes to shield bash you. He also likes to get backstabbed. When you backstab something, go ahead and set up a strong attack, and as he's standing up, you should get a second attack on him. So not only do you do a ton of damage with your backstab, that's where the mimic is, and I already opened that door, as you can see. He wasn't too tough to kill, even at fairly low levels, but they can be dangerous. You want to always make sure that you hit a chest before you open it, to make sure that it's not a mimic. Is that guy gonna chase me up? Yes. I want to just go to the next bonfire here. Okay, so up here we get to our second bonfire of Lothric. You can see there's another summon sign there. This is a regular phantom using a white soapstone sign. If they're yellow, that means that they're Sunbros, Brotherhoods of the Sunlight. I don't remember exactly what it's called in this game. There's always some small variation in each game, but basically they're people who help out, and they get medal. These guys are going to try to sneak up on us. There you go. Oh, he's stuck on the ladder. Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead and equip my fire bombs. I guess I don't need that Estus flask in there, or Ashen Estus, because we're about to see a real ugly enemy. Now, one of these guys in this crowd, and there are two places in this level where you're going to see this setup. There's a crowd of worshippers, and one of the guys is going to wake up, and he's going to basically turn into the second phase of the first boss, with a big ugly snake head thing, and they're really difficult to kill. I think even worse than the first boss. But if you keep your distance from them and you go ahead and lob fire bombs at them, you'll do a lot better. But it is possible I could die here. I'm not discounting the possibility. Ooh. Alright, we got it. Now the reason you want to kill that guy, even though he's so difficult, and if you die a lot trying to take him out, you can skip him if you want. It's not necessary to kill him, but the first time you kill him, he always drops you that Titanite shard. And those are going to be a real common item, you know, a few levels from now. But at this moment, they're hard to come by. So you really don't want to pass any of them up. And As you can see, we didn't. I don't know if he always drops that ember or not. That might have been a random drop. So we're going to come down here. I believe there's a drop on a ledge. And we're going to see our first crystal lizard. Now, crystal lizards are typically worth coming back to if you miss them. They will drop different upgrade items, and it's a set upgrade item. Oh, shoot. No, I didn't lock onto him there. So that's a raw gem. That will allow us to make our weapon raw if we so choose. But yeah, whenever you see those crystal lizards, go ahead and race right at them, because they'll run away and they'll get away and you won't be able to get them back. Alright, now, typical Dark Souls 3 gang squad here. We can go down that way if we want, but there's actually some fairly valuable stuff this other way, so we're going to go back into this building. There's another one of those Lothric knights in there, and this time he's going to have a spear. And I find the spear ones more difficult, personally. Alright. See, I'm waiting for him to take a first attack. I'm holding up my shield and wait for him to attack before I take mine. And then other times you'll see I get more aggressive because I can see I've got an opening. What do you think of that, buddy? Alright, let's take out this guy. Easy peasy Japanesey, boys and girls. Strong attack, backstab, then strong attack. Sometimes these guys will get into a shield bash animation where they just keep on doing it over and over and can be quite frustrating because of course they'll drain your stamina in the process. But and later on in the game we're going to end up seeing some of those knights that are heavily buffed, and they're really heavily buffed. I mean, they're really a pain. But we don't have to worry about that now. These guys are perfectly manageable with our getup. Now, the reason we wanted to come this way is because there's a couple critical items down here. And there's actually one critical item upstairs that I should have grabbed. Oh! Oh, see, there's your tutorial. I'm showing you why you don't attack first. That was completely on accident, but it worked wonders as far as showing you what happens. He was punishing me. He was punishing me for being too aggressive. And he cost me one of my Estus flasks. That's fine. Now there's a lot of enemies down here, and some of them are pretty tough. There's a dog somewhere. Where's my doggy? Oh, there he is. He sees me too. Now, one big rule in Dark Souls, this goes for all the games, including Bloodborne and Demon Souls, don't get mobbed. You see a big group of enemies, don't just go charging in there balls to the wall like you're all pro. You wanna take these guys out one at a time. See how easy that was? There's another Titanite shard. We really wanted that. We want that drop over there too. Thought there was something out here, but maybe not. Okay, so let's make sure we just get this one guy here. Just want to aggro the one dude. Come on, jump up in the air. Damn. I didn't get my backstab from that guy. Or this guy. Sorry guys, I'm scrubbing it up, but I guess I am the scrub lord. So here's our big item, an Estus shard. That's our first Estus shard. That's going to allow us to upgrade our Estus flask so that we get more drinks I believe we're at 4 now, so we'll be at 5. Where's this guy going? We want what he's hiding too. Those dogs can be quite irritating if you're just starting out. They're very fast, they run away, they'll jump away from you when you're trying to attack them. There's an item back there in a higher NG, but not here. Now there's a tough enemy down here too that is completely optional. You do not need to kill him. You can see him walking around. He's called a winged knight. And I'm going to want to have full health when I attack this guy. And he is going to do hella damage. And I'm going to backstab him. Backstab, strong attack. Take him out when he gets up. See, now he was strong enough he was actually able to, oh, no, that was not wise. Oh. Well, you see, I mean, even a tough enemy there, it looks like we lost a very small amount of our health, even after I screwed it up. And no, I mean, if you are just starting out and you're watching a video, this video or other videos, to see what you're doing wrong and how you can maybe be a little bit better at the game. You know, I mean, watching someone who's played the games a lot can be frustrating. You're like, well, yeah, I see that you're doing it, but it doesn't come that easily to me. And I understand that. But, you know, maybe just seeing how people do it and see that it's possible will help you a little bit. So we are actually at our second boss here. But before we go down to the second boss, that's a cathedral there, that's got a late game boss, or kind of late game boss, and then our boss is down here, through that door. But one thing you'll find about Dark Souls games is that they have shortcuts to make access to the boss much easier. Item up here. There's an item over there, and I don't think it's anything we want, but we'll go ahead and check it out anyway. Oh, a Ring of Sacrifice. The Ring of Sacrifice is an item that when you die, you won't lose your souls. It's not something I use very often, I guess, but you might find it useful if you're in the middle of a long level and you're worried you're going to die and you're walking around with enough souls to level up several times. Maybe you'd want to throw that ring out. Mobs. Oh. Oh, that isn't what I wanted at all. I like my stab. Say hello to my little friend. Alright. Looks like we've got a drop over here. Okay, and this is our shortcut, and you'll see exactly what happens here. And don't skip by these shortcuts. I mean, if you feel like there's a really long walk to a boss, chances are you missed a shortcut. You might want to look up online and see where it is, because they can be very, very useful and reduce a lot of frustration, a lot of repetitiveness of going through difficult areas. Oh my God. I didn't expect him to be standing there. I thought he'd be on the stairs. Oh. He still got a little health there? I think he does. Okay, so see, as you see, then we opened this door, and our first bonfire of the game is right up on that platform. So we can go back to this boss much quicker if we die. And that's pretty useful. Where's the other dog? There he is. Is that guy behind me? No. Should be a halberd guy behind me. You know what? We never did our flask, did we? Let's travel back to the Firelink Shrine. I'm going to go ahead and save again. I hope it hasn't been more than 15 minutes or we'll lose a little footage, but that's okay. So what I forgot to do last time is to come talk, or no, I guess I didn't. We just got that flask. So when you get an Estus flask shard, you want to go talk to this guy here, and we're going to go reinforce Estus. Yes. Okay.
Pretty be careful.
So now, instead of having 4 flasks after we rested the bonfire, we're going to have 5. And by the end of the game, we should have 15. See if we got enough levels for a...
Very well. Then Tadhekne.
We do. Let's take another vigor. I know, you know, some people who are watching this who, you know, are skilled at the game are probably looking at it and going, why do you keep on leveling up like that? But I really am. Now there's going to be 2 of these Lothric knights on this bridge here, area in front of the cathedral. And I just want to run past those guys because they're unnecessarily difficult to fight 2 at a time. And we need to go in this cathedral. Now we're safe in here. They won't come in here. So of course you're probably wondering, why are all these blood stains all over the place? It's because if you kill this woman, you'll get to a late game boss. I don't think you can see it. It drops down from about there, it seems like. Anyways, it's called the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. It's more difficult than we want to attack at this point in the game, although people certainly do. But we just want to talk to this woman. We don't want to attack her. She's going to give us this banner, and that's going to allow us to get to the next area of the game. And she's going to give us something called the Way of the Blue. Well, the Way of the Blue is this kind of a starting item that you can put on your character. And if you put it on over here, this is kind of where your sigil, your covenant sigils go. We're going to go ahead and stick that on. And now, if we get invaded by someone, that a blue sentinel will, another player who's in another covenant called the Blue Sentinels, will possibly come and help us while we're being invaded by either a red or whoever invades us. So, okay. A couple guys here with shields. I think of your shield, I'll stab you in the ass. Ooh. Alright. So here we see some summons. Sunbro wants to help us kill Voordt. But this one right here is the Sword Master. And that's the guy that we killed to steal his weapon. So a lot of times if you kill an NPC or you fight an NPC, he'll be your friend. But we don't need a summon for this boss. In fact, I'll go ahead and heal up, even though we didn't need much healing. And hopefully we'll be able to do this without healing. So we come to this door here. Cup of coffee. This is the Voordt of the Boreal Valley. He's a big armored dog looking thing. He's got a giant mace that can hit pretty hard, and he can also do frostbite damage. The key to killing this guy, of course, we've got a fire weapon. That's going to help us. That's why I wanted that fire gem. And you want to get underneath him. Manage your stamina. Gonna dodge out of his way when he gets all goofy like that on us. And that is all there is to it, boys and girls. Just that big ragey boss. It's another part where people are just like, I just can't figure out how to kill this boss. Well, as you can see, we just did it. We didn't use a single Estus flask, and if you look at the health bar, we didn't even get hit. And I don't think I was doing anything all that spectacular. I wasn't parrying him, or I just got underneath him and tried to manage my stamina and got some hits in. It helps to have a fire Uchi. I'll give you that. Let's go ahead and rest up here. And we'll go ahead and end it there. This is the next area we're going to be heading to, and I'll save that for the next video. So thanks for watching, and leave a like.
PlayStation